The two top scorers in Conference USA go toe-to-toe tonight in Bowling Green as Savannah Wheeler's Marshall visits Moral Abdelgawad's WKU at Diddle Arena. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jeff Greer alongside John Butler and John. Marshall 2-15 all-time against WKU, and if they're going to get that third win, they need Savannah Wheeler to get going.
Yeah, you got two Player of the Year candidates, Savannah Wheeler and Moral Abdelgawad, both averaging 20 points a game. I mean, Savannah Wheeler is a 2019 Miss Basketball candidate, and she can really play. This is also the last home game for Moral Abdelgawad, and I know she doesn't want to lose this one.
They are both coming off games against Middle Tennessee with very different outcomes, as Moral Abdelgawad led the way with a monster performance, 27 points, 16 rebounds to help WKU come back from 16 down in the fourth quarter to beat their rival Middle Tennessee. And Marshall has had a week off. They're coming off a loss to Middle Tennessee as we are underway here at Diddle Arena. WKU going left to right on your screens, wearing their white home unis with the red trim and lettering. Marshall wearing those Kelly green road unis with the white lettering and black numbers. This is Alexis Mead, the starting point guard for WKU, one of a handful of star freshmen for Greg Collins' squad. Here's Abdelgawad, a deep three to start things off, and I'm not sure she touched the rim.
Off just a little bit to the right. This is a tough game for Moral. I could tell before tip-off she's had a little bit of a sad look, I guess. I mean, it's her last home game, and one of the things, you know, when it's your last home game and she's played 4 years and had such a great career, is it may take you a while emotionally to kind of get going, because this place means a whole lot to her. And Moral Abdelgawad, she plays with a lot of emotion, and she'll just have to settle in.
She has meant so much, as you said, John, to this program, and especially this season. It's been fantastic for her as we get a look at Western Kentucky's starters today. No changes from the starting lineup last time out, with Tori Hunter entering the starting lineup. Alexis Mead with a splashdown three early. And the starting lineup, John, has changed because of the injury to Maya Meredith, the second leading scorer and rebounder on this team as a freshman. Yeah, averages, has a big loss, you know. It's the fifth game without her. She's averaged about 13 points a game. Marshall has not changed its starting lineup now over the last 5 games. They are 9-5 with this grouping on the floor, as Aaliyah Dunham all the way to the rim skips it up and off the glass for the first points for Marshall. Yeah, it's a nice, quick, but that's a straight line drive. You don't want to give up very many straight line drives, but it's a nice left-hand layup that time by the Xavier transfer. Alexis Mead out of Moreno Valley, California, to Abdelgawad out of Cairo, Egypt. Has it knocked away momentarily. Mead is just so tough. Off to Macy Blevins for three, missed it. And the rebound falls to the freshman Foster. She gets her own offensive rebound, but turns it over. Great pass. Marshall ahead with a transition bucket. That's Lorelei Roper, the junior from Charlotte, with the lay-in. That's some fast action. You turn your head, somebody's shooting on the other end right now, and I think that pace is probably going to benefit Western Kentucky. That's the pace they're most comfortable with. Leading scoring team in the conference. Here is Savannah Wheeler, a dynamic scorer all the way to the rim. She's not going to get any easier than that. You know, and what makes her so tough, she's had 5 games this year over 30. Is not only is she a great three-point shooter, but you can tell that three-point shot opens up the lane. You got to come out and guard her, and she's also quick enough to go by you. The last 2 times Savannah Wheeler played WKU, she scored 20 points. But Abdelgawad is going to try to match her tonight with her scoring. And man, she was impressive in that second half against Middle Tennessee. Yeah, she had 27 for the game against Middle in the comeback win for Western Kentucky, and she had 23 in the second half. Wheeler for three. Savannah Wheeler out of Catlettsburg, Kentucky. And we'll talk a lot more about her tonight and her basketball upbringing, and she's off to an early start. That's a good matchup between Dunham and Alexis Mead.
Jalen Foster got going from 3 last time out, and she picks up right where she left off.
Confidence is one of the greatest things you can have in sports and in life, and Foster's coming off her career high of 27 points.
Furby missing there, Brianna Furby. And the rebound falls to WKU. Jalen Foster had 4 3-pointers all season coming into the last game and made 4 in that game as Blevins' pass was a good idea, but at the feet of Hunter falls to Foster. And there's been a couple of scrums underneath for rebounds, and that time the whistle goes, it's on Tori Hunter, who will immediately be replaced by Gabby McBride.
I thought Tori just, you can see right here, it's in a good, you can live with this type of foul right here. Going for the offensive boards right there, and that's what you want Tori to do. Tori Hunter to come in and rebound, screen, score around the basket.
Trap on the far side, Wheeler escapes it. Good ball movement, corner 3, got it for Marshall. A great start for the Thundering Herd offensively.
Yeah, that's a good ball reversal, and Coleclaw is really important to Marshall. Their second leading scorer, and she has not been in double figures in 4 games.
Turnover on Alexis Mead as it skipped off her knee, the first giveaway of the game for WKU.
I think Coach Collins wanted some contact on that play.
Sofia Llanos from Tarragona in the Catalan region of Spain checks in.
She's not played much. It's kind of a surprise.
Excuse me, I'm
okay.
sorry, it's CC Mays.
Okay, I was going to say.
I misread
just kind of
the jersey number.
Yeah. CC Mays has played, yeah.
From Tampa, Florida, the freshman checking in, wearing the number 3 jersey. As Wheeler gets up and under and gets the and 1.
Man, what a start from Savannah Wheeler. I know this game means a lot. Anytime a Kentucky girl comes back into the state, it's important to her. She was Miss Basketball in 2019 and scored over 3,600 points in high school.
She is 6th all time among high school scorers in Kentucky, which is obviously a high mark to have achieved. Played at Boyd County High School, right on that border with West Virginia and Ohio.
It's a good program too. It's a good high school basketball program.
Inside to Gabby McBride, the redshirt freshman. Not scoring a ton this season, but a nice move there in the post.
Yeah, that's a real positive move for the Lady Toppers. Gabby McBride just does not score much, and that was a nice little jump hook.
Dunham got all the way to the basket, but she missed the floater. This is Blevins. Flips it up and over Mays.
Yeah, she finished several times against Middle on Saturday on tough drives, and that's a bonus right there when Macy, Blevins, who's known to be a 3-point shooter, when she scores off the bounce, that's a positive.
Leah Dunham from South Charleston, West Virginia. Xavier transfer brings it up. This is Wheeler, stop and pop, jumper missed it. And Foster is fouled underneath. A breakneck pace here to start this one off. Both teams off to a good shooting start. Marshall's in front by 3 through the first 5.5 minutes at Diddle Arena here in Bowling Green.
All right, Beckman, it's time for Who's That Hilltopper? Yesterday's Lady Topper. She's 5.
Back in Bowling Green, Kentucky, as we get a look at Tony Kemper and his staff. You see him there on the far right. Kemper in his 5th season leading Marshall. And there's Greg Collins in his 4th year for WKU. Both coaches trying to finish the season on a high. And Jeff Greer, John Butler here with you. John, they play back-to-back games here in this one, so they're trying to get a little momentum into the postseason.
Yeah, this is different. You don't see that in basketball where you play the same team back-to-back. The Lady Toppers go to Marshall on a Saturday. It's not something you see very often. Won't be a lot of preparation, to be honest with you.
Just lace him back up again as Maral Abdel Gawad looks for 3 again, and is slightly off here to the right.
She has not hit the rim twice on 3s. I do think it's nerves, to be perfectly honest with you. This university, there's not a lot of players you think about in the country right now, girls and boys, who stay for 4 years. I mean, that's not something you see a lot in the women's game or the men's game. She's a 4-year player and 4-year starter.
She's on the floor right now with 4 freshmen. And has meant so much this year, especially to the Lady Toppers, but obviously has been here for so long as the shot clock running down. I don't know if that touched the rim from Furby, and it was off of WKU last. I think Gabby McBride jammed a finger on that exchange. Aaliyah Dunham under the basket will take it out. Into the corner to Furby for 3, got it.
Again, good ball movement that time by Marshall that time. Furby is a transfer from Austin Peay. That's about an hour from here in Tennessee, the Governors.
McBride trying to go to work in the post, and a foul is called on the floor.
I thought they were going to call a walk that time and going to get the call.
Lorelei Roper instinctively looking up to the middle of the floor, thinking there's a scoreboard there to see the video.
It's in the corners.
We get conditioned sometimes, as Hope Savory will check in for the first time for WKU.
Yeah, Savory was big in the comeback against Middle on Saturday. She was 4 out of 5 from 3. And made some big ones down the stretch.
Huge shots down the stretch. As Meade fires up a 3 way off. And Western has had a couple where they've really been off the line there after a great performance the other day. Foul, or travel, excuse me, on Savannah Wheeler, and she looks like she caught Alexis Meade by surprise there as Meade's trying to walk off the jolt to her leg.
Well, that's the player that Western Kentucky, you see right here, good job defensively by Lexi Meade, and looks like Savannah may have kind of rolled into her a little bit. Lexi Meade is somebody that Western Kentucky cannot afford to lose.
She heads back to the locker room immediately with a member of the training staff as Jenna Walker, the freshman from Alabama, checks in. This is Savory from Louisville, Kentucky, about 2 hours north of here. Foster, 6 on the shot clock. WKU's got to get going. Savory
Gonna be a walk.
Is whistled for the travel. Eric Koch, Trey Miles, and Molly Caldwell are your officials tonight.
Both teams playing straight man-to-man so far. And this is a good matchup right here. Put the bigger Foster on Savannah Wheeler.
Driving into the lane with the left-handed layup is Kennedy Coldclaw. A good finish from the graduate transfer from Stetson. And the lead balloons out to 8, the biggest of the game so far for Marshall. McBride in the short corner, guarded by Roper. 10 on the shot again. WKU having a hard time getting something going. Adelgoa trying to drive on Mays. A hard screen from McBride, freed up Foster, and the 3 is good at the shot clock buzzer.
That's a second 3 from Foster, and both 3s have been off assists by Adelgoa.
Wheeler right back in the other direction. Man. Jumper is good.
She is feeling it. You know, she's had 5 games over 30, including 1 with 40. And that is not easy to do for a 5'6" player.
Absolute baller, Savannah Wheeler. Always has the ball in her hands looking to do something.
Well, yeah, and everybody knows who their best player is too, so it's not like she's surprising people. And ever since she's been at Marshall, this is the other interesting deal with it. This is her 3rd year, even though she's listed as a sophomore. She's been their leading scorer every year. When she first got there at Marshall, she was more of just a 3-point shooter, and she has really, really improved her game.
Here's Maral Abdelgawad, her contemporary atop the Conference USA scoring list.
Both players in contention for Player of the Year for sure.
Savory inside to Abdelgawad, who got the seal on Wheeler and is fouled. And help defense from Coldclaw.
Well, yeah, that was a mismatch right there. We can see the replay. Abdelgawad's posting up the smaller Wheeler, and that was effective against Middle Tennessee. right there, nice seal that time by Abdelgawad, and that kind of got Merrill Abdelgawad going against middle, the post-up game, and she is hard to guard on the post. She's every bit 5'11", 6 foot, but very, very strong. And one of the ways you can average 20 is you can score inside and out.
She's been absolutely excellent this season as she gets 1 of 2 there. Savory guarding Wheeler. This is a good matchup. Wheeler into the corner now to Furby. 10 on the shot clock, under a minute now in the first quarter. Furby for 3. Front rim. Tracked down by Teresa Faustino's checked in. Backup guard from Portugal. No difference whatsoever between the shot clock and the game clock. As Savory fires up a 3 and got it.
She continues her hot shooting, 5 out of her last 6.
And
it'll be a travel.
Wheeler was called for the travel.
Good defense by Hope Savory. And Western Kentucky has an opportunity to go back-to-back because they get the ball back to, no, I'm sorry, Marshall will get the ball back. I misread the arrow.
4.7 here in this first quarter. Savory was trying to catch and run with that shot, and it deflected off of her.
Yeah,
good defensive play.
Good defensive play, right idea. Not a lot of room over here on the sideline.
This game has been off to a fast and furious start, and Dunham's long runner is no good, and that's how we'll end things here in the first quarter. Marshall 22, WKU 19. These teams have combined 16 of 29 in the first quarter. A fun matchup between the 2 top scorers in the league, and their teammates are helping out here early on in Bowling Green.
All right, we've got Logan and we've got Elizabeth.
Well, Savannah Wheeler is off to a start that you would expect of someone in contention for the scoring title and Player of the Year honors in Conference USA. 4 of her first 5 shooting, and she's made her only 3-point attempt for 10 points as her team leads 22-19 over the homestanding WKU Lady Toppers. Jeff Greer, John Butler here with you, and John, every bit as billed so far from Savannah Wheeler.
Yeah, she's tough. You know, when you can make threes the way she can, 35% for the year, and then quick enough to get by you, and then playing with so much confidence. Hard to guard.
Marshall trying to add to its 3-point lead after a quarter as
Western Kentucky switched that time to a 2-3 matchup zone and trying to slow down, I think, Wheeler a little bit on that zone.
Inside to Maral Abdel-Gawad. She's got 5 points.
And she is, that's where right now she's been a tremendous 3-point shooter this year. Her first 2 threes, though, the game did not hit the rim, so she's gone inside to post and hard to guard inside.
Number 0, Kia Sibbles, a junior from Louisville, is in the game, went to Sacred Heart.
So we got a battle of Hope Savory from Louisville Mercy and Sacred Heart Civilis, and those are two big rivals in Louisville.
Wheeler's pull-up jumper clanks off the back iron. Here's Abdel-Gawad trying to go right at Sibbles, and it's an offensive foul called on Abdel-Gawad.
Nice job that time by Civilis taking that. And just depends on which team you're for on that one. Is it a block or a charge? Go either way. In Western Kentucky, I think both teams have to be happy after the first quarter, 22-19. Obviously, Marshall's happy being up 3. Western Kentucky has been down double digits their last 3 games after the end of the first quarter. Down 14 to Middle. They were down 18 against, I think, Charlotte, and 16 against Old Dominion. So only be down 3 is Western Kentucky is very comfortable in this position.
It was 2 different comebacks that they had against Middle Tennessee last time out, WKU.
Yeah, they were down 16 with 6 minutes left and outscored Middle down the stretch, 10 straight in the last minute and a half. Really an incredible comeback against a good team, which makes it even tougher to do.
Western Kentucky stays in that 2-3 matchup.
Delgawad coming out to meet Furby there. Off to Wheeler. Wheeler into the corner to Dunham for 3. And Teresa Faustino comes down with it. Alexis Mead back out on the floor. A good sight for WKU fans after jolting her knee in the first quarter. Delgawad has Foster wide open, top of the key, and it just rimmed out.
Went all the way down.
Breakneck pace so far at Diddle Arena. This is Aaliyah Dunham out front. Off to Furby for 3, got it. Brianna Furby off to a great start tonight with 2 threes.
And she averaged 9 a game last year at Austin Peay, only 7.4 this year. Her second 3.
Delgawad trying to use the screen to create. 12 on the shot clock, guarded by Furby. Faustino for 3, rattle it home.
Big shot for Teresa. Teresa Faustino played really well down the stretch against Middle. Last quarter and overtime didn't score, but was really good defensively.
She ended up guarding
Dorsar.
Yeah, the top scorer for Middle, the creator, who was excellent. One of the best players in the league, and Faustino came in cold basically and guarded her. Dunham for 3, missed it. Good work on the glass to keep it alive by Civils. And now Whaler again wide open. She's not going to miss many of those. Roper's putback no good.
Western Kentucky very fortunate. That's really 3 good looks that time by Marshall off 2 offensive rebounds.
And it just shows you how good Savannah Wheeler is, that it's notable that she's missed her last 2 shots. Hope Savory has made her last 2 shots.
6 out of her last 7 for 3. It does not take Savory long to get ready to shoot. She caught it right in the shooting pocket and let it go. Plays with a lot of confidence.
Started 20 games last year, was the co-freshman of the year in Conference USA. An easy bucket there for Civils off the spin.
A little late on the rotation. Has a good pass on the inside and nice awareness that time by Civils.
Delgawad trying to work with Foster underneath.
Good
nice pass from Faustino and the finish from Foster.
Faustino, you can tell her confidence is growing from the other night. Made the 3, now the assist.
She was a Conference USA Freshman of the Week, Jalen Foster was.
6 times this year, Western Kentucky freshman, 6 out of 16.
Well, they have about 45 of them that they use.
Well, yeah, 50-something, 54% of their scoring is from freshmen.
Here's one of them, Alexis Mead, draws the foul out front on Dunham.
I think Dunham was real pleased with that. Her and Mead, you're talking about going at each other. One's a 4-year player from Xavier transfer, and here's Alexi. There's probably 2 fouls, 3 fouls on that one, to be honest with you.
Both teams now with 1 foul this quarter. That's the first on Dunham. And Selma Kulo is checked in for WKU. Foul on the far side, drawn by Macy Blevins.
Yeah, it was a simple little inbounds play. Just rolled right off the Selma Kulo screen, you can see. Blevins going in there, the foul. They probably could have picked a couple people for that foul.
That's 2 now on Kennedy Coldclaw, the second leading scorer for the Thundering Herd. So she heads to the bench and is replaced by Ariana Redmond, the freshman from Ohio. And Blevins heads to the free throw line. Macy Blevins, another one of those talented freshmen out of Wayne County High School, was another Miss Kentucky basketball finalist, north of 2,000 high school career points, was an all-state selection, and get this, John, she holds 9 school records at Wayne County.
I believe it. I've seen her play in high school. Yeah, a really good high school player. Wayne County is a good program.
Good defense from Savory, almost results in a turnover. Dunnan gives it away. Faustino does a nice job of getting to the passing lane, but then a good steal by Marshall, and then Redmond threw it away as soon as she stole it.
And another turnover.
Back and forth we go. A lot of good deflections. And
It looks like a hockey game is just broken out.
we'll take a break here. The timeout on the floor. WKU has taken a 3-point lead here in the second quarter.
Texas Roundhouse Peanut Gallery of the game. Get on your feet and show us that.
WKU just continues to blaze the nets from 3-point range, and they are off to another good start tonight. 6 of 12 from 3-point range, and Hope Savory, the sophomore from Louisville, has certainly been helping them keep up that trend.
Yes, she is. You talking about when somebody talk about heating up? She's like a microwave at times. She can really, really shoot it when she gets going. And she's 2 out of 2 for 3. She's 6 out of her last 7 from 3, including the Middle Tennessee game. And she, since coming back off the bench, has really, really been a big spark for the Lady Toppers.
And certainly feels probably pretty good that that she has come along this way. Last time out, she was 0 for 9 from the field against Middle Tennessee. To turn that back around and have a huge game against them and keep it going has to be huge for her confidence. Mead into the lane, down to 3 on the shot clock, and she got the runner.
Yeah, tough shot. I mean, she got into the lane that time, about an 8-footer, but she hung in the air and released it at the very, very end.
Inside the CC Mays. Marshall trying to work the ball around, and a nice finish from Mays, the freshman.
Yeah, it's a good drive. Got in the middle of that zone that time, and I think the zone has been effective, but that time got the ball in the middle, which is where you do not want the ball in a 2-3 zone defensively. It won't be an illegal screen that time.
Selma Kulo picking up the foul.
You know, defensively, you never want the ball to go to the middle because the offensive player has so many options, and obviously offensively you want the ball in the middle.
Brianna Furby back out there with a couple of 3s so far and 2 assists for Marshall. This is Wheeler all the way to the rim. Couldn't get that one to run. She's missed her last 4 shots now. Dunham for 3, got it.
It's the easiest 3 in the game, in my opinion, is off an offensive rebound, inside out. You step right into it.
5 of 12 from 3 for the Thundering Herd. Kulo inside, ran into 2 defenders. Rebound Furby. Great pace to this game as both teams try to get out in transition.
Well, I think that one of the reasons why Marshall is playing so well this game, and it's 32-32, I think their point guard, Aaliyah Dunham, has played well. She's really heated up here lately. Last 5 games, she's had 23, 15, 16, and 18. Only had 7 against Middle, but her scoring has really, really picked up.
Top assists per game as well for this Marshall squad. A nice move underneath by Furby to get the lay-in.
Furby's having a great half.
Free ball is no good. And a scrum for the rebound has Mead tangled up with Dunham.
Yeah, they're going to be tangled up a lot tonight.
The Lady Tops will retain possession as Marshall has moved back into the lead. Look at Hope Savory. She does a little bit of everything here.
That's exactly right.
Mopping up.
See the effort right there, both players going at it. This game means a lot. Western Kentucky in 4th place, but only 1 out of 2nd in the conference with 2 to play. And Marshall's 8-8 in the conference, and these affect your seeding next week at the conference tournament.
Marshall trying to finish above 500 in Conference USA. Would need to win both games here to do that. And a good block and steal, I guess you could call it, for Savannah Wheeler, but she turned it over under the basket.
Yeah, good defense that time. Good vertical defense, I guess you could say, on Foster.
Let's see what they actually give her credit for. They're going to give her a block there. It was kind of a block and a steal at the same time as Abdel Gawad misses, but look at Alexis Mead sky for it. The no-look pass to Foster And a highlight reel sequence for Alexis Mead.
Yeah, I like to see how high she got up that time. Her vertical, she was way, way up. She looked like Superman coming out of nowhere that time. What's this effort right here by Lexi Mead? Now, remember, she's 5'5" maybe, and she just went up and got it. That was quite impressive.
What a play by the freshman out of Martin Luther King High School in Moreno Valley, California. Was an all-state selection in California, which obviously is a high honor, as Jalen Foster's first free throw is no good, but the second is in there. She has a team best 9 points for WKU.
A little full court pressure for the Lady Toppers.
CeCe Mays guarded by Adele Gawad.
Western Kentucky gone back to man this time.
Down to the 2-minute mark here in this second quarter as Dunham steps back through the pivot and flips it in.
What a move that time. I was going to say possibility of a walk, but she kept that pivot foot still.
Mead got caught up trying to make that pass, and at the last second thought better of it and was charged with a travel instead. Her second turnover of the game. That's only 6 in this one so far for WKU. A relatively clean game between these two teams. Just 11 turnovers combined and a combined 11 fouls as we almost reach halftime. And the foul is on Savory for getting in the way of Savannah Wheeler.
Western Kentucky has switched now back to the matchup. I think this is, so far in the first half, it's been a better defense than the man.
10 on the shot clock. Dunham off to Wheeler, catch and shoot. Missed it, but a tip in and one. You don't see that very often. What a play. And it was Brianna Furby who was able to connect on the putback and draw the foul.
And watch this, comes out, no block out on the weak side, and went up and got it in the air that time and finished. Furby's having a really good game. This will be her 11th point if she can convert the free throw.
Well, whatever you call it, whether it's 21, hustle, I know there's a lot of different names for the famous playground game. In that game, if you tap that in, it goes your opponent back down to 0.
That's
so
exactly
a nice little
right.
finish for her on the tip in. And the lead's back out to 6.
A good run by Marshall, up 6 with a minute 16 left in the half.
It's a 12-1 run over the last 2.5 minutes for the Thundering Herd. Mead trying to end that with a 3 ball. And McBride almost came down with the offensive board. Dunham to the rim. And look at Mead chasing down Civils, but then called for the foul.
It'll be her first. That's exactly where Dunham wants it on the break that time. And Marshall has a chance right here to go up 8.
A little bit of momentum starting the game, and now they're starting to have one finishing this half.
Civils from a great high school program, Sacred Heart. #1 in the state this year in girls high school basketball in Kentucky.
Roper tried to tap out the rebound there, but it ended up with Mead. Good hustle to track it down, and now Western Kentucky will have an opportunity under a minute to get it back to a 6 or 5 point deficit. McBride flips it up, missed it, wanted the foul, and it ended up with Roper. Dunham thought about the pull-up 3, but it's going to back it over to Wheeler instead. That shot was altered, but a foul is called on Foster, who took a hard hit into the bench. From my angle, it looked like she hit her head on the bench there. Hopefully she is okay, but it immediately was cause for concern.
Yeah, it was a tremendous hustle to try to close out, but yeah, she did fall awkwardly into that chair. And I don't know if it's a shoulder injury or a leg injury, but tremendous effort that time by Foster, knowing to try to cover Savannah Wheeler. And you just hope that she's okay. just cannot afford to lose very many more players, Lady Toppers, after losing Maya Meredith to her injury for the year.
And the arena has gone completely silent here with 24.8 seconds left as Jalen Foster receives attention from the training staff for WKU. She was trying to close out Savannah Wheeler, and it's hard to tell if she hit a human being or if she hit the chair, but either way, hopefully she's okay down there.
Yeah, nothing really stopped her fall, to be honest with you, because she got tangled up and fell directly into that chair.
So a round of applause as she has helped to at least a seated position.
Yeah, she's a tough kid, and it's looking kind of at her. Thought it could be her shoulder, maybe just looking at her neck area and so forth.
Well, Wheeler, I believe, is going to be shooting 3 foul shots when play resumes with 24.8. Foster back on her feet.
That's a good sign.
And a scary moment for WKU and for the freshman from Austin, Texas. But good to see her up and at least seated.
Playing the best basketball of her career right now.
Teresa Faustino is checked in for WKU. And Wheeler is going to shoot 3 free throws to try to get going again, and she missed it.
That's a rare miss. Shoots 84% for the year.
And I misspoke earlier. She started 4 of 5. She's missed her last 4 field goals, and now she is struggling from the free throw line.
Wow.
A rare sight for Savannah Wheeler. I'm sure she'll turn things around if she makes that one.
Western Kentucky will probably go for the last shot here. The shot clock is off.
Alexis Mead out front. She does have Abdel Gawad trying to work to get out on the screen. Blevins, wing 3, front iron. It fell to Mead. 5 to go, tied up with Dunham. And that got a little physical.
Yeah, these are 2 feisty players, to say the least, both guards. Dunham and Lexi Mead. See right here, both players going at it. It was the correct jump ball, but both players did not want to relinquish the ball.
4.9 to go here in this first half, and they're going to look at the.
I think they're going to see if there was anything a little bit too much.
Probably going to look at the second slap at the ball there from Alexis Mead.
Yeah.
We'll find out. Official review.
I don't think that's enough. It wouldn't be enough at the park, I can tell you that.
It's Eric Koch and Trey Miles who are currently looking at it. And I would be surprised if anything comes out of that. On the jump ball, the possession arrow is to Marshall. 4.9 to go here in this first half. Plenty of time to get a shot away. And the story so far has been Brianna Furby giving Savannah Wheeler some scoring assistance. 11 points in this first half for Furby, which is already well past her season average of 7.4 points per game. And Marshall, shooting 50% from the field, has an 8-point lead on the homestanding Lady Tops.
Yeah, 5 out of 13 from 3 from Marshall. The Lady Toppers are 6 out of 15 from 3. That's one time they were 6 out of 12. That's not bad.
And there is not going to be anything out of that interaction.
Correct.
Nobody seems to be upset about it, so we will reset here. 4.9 seconds in the first half. Marshall trying to beat WKU for just the 3rd time in 18 meetings between these 2 teams. Has a chance to go up double digits into halftime. It'll be Dunham to take it out. Off to Furby. Furby drives ahead. Pull-up jumper at the buzzer is short. And the final, halftime score is going to be 41-33. Marshall leading WKU at Diddle Arena.
Been a heck of a half for Marshall. Marshall's got to be happy being up 41-33. The Lady Toppers have been in this position a lot this year. Remember, they were down 16 in the middle and came back and won.
Plenty more to come at halftime as Marshall in the driver's seat at Diddle Arena here in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Getting ready for the second half down in Bowling Green, Kentucky, where WKU, the homestanding Lady Toppers, trail Marshall. And they had a scary moment in the first half when Jalen Foster, who has been excellent of late, hit her head trying to close out a three-point shooter in the corner, Savannah Wheeler. We're not quite sure what she hit, but they did check her. She did not return in the second quarter, but she's back out during the halftime break, shooting around with her teammates and leading her team in both points and rebounds. That's huge for this second half,
yeah,
John Butler.
Yeah, they need her. She had 27 points against Middle on Saturday in that big win, and she's leading scorer so far in this game, 9.7 rebounds, and she's a difference maker because she plays the 4, and she's a tough matchup for the other team and playing with a lot of confidence. And if Western Kentucky wants to make another comeback, and they are known for their comebacks, they've made several big ones. They're going to need her.
She is quite the incredible shooting story as we see some of the kids around the arena enjoying tonight's game, and some ice cream, it looks like, along the way. Always a good combination. But Jalen Foster was 4 of 26 coming into the last game from three-point range, and in the last 2 games, she's now made 6 threes. Incredible.
Yes, it's amazing. Again, she's has improved so much. Give the coaching staff a lot of credit. She's improved so much since the start of the year, and if you're going to get hot, it's the right time of the year to get hot.
Mead, Abdelgawad, Blevins, Hunter, and Foster out on the floor. The starting lineup for WKU as Blevins comes out firing and missed it. Good to see Foster giving full pursuit to that rebound. And it's Roper, Coleclaw, Dunham, Furby, and Wheeler on the floor to start the second half. Again, the starting lineup for Marshall as well, as the Thundering Herd are trying to snap a 2-game skid with what would be a nice road win against a team that is 11-5 in league play. The extra pass from Abdelgawad to Blevins. Blevins 0 for 4 from 3 tonight.
Yeah, those are 2 good looks, too, by Macy Blevins.
Coleclaw had to sit out most of the first half with 2 fouls, but here she is getting right to the rim and an and 1. She pulled that from her pocket at the last second to finish at the rim.
Yeah, somebody got lost from Lady Toppers defensively, and here's the drive. Really too late on the rotation. That's the correct call on Foster, and Coleclaw has an opportunity for the and 1. Marshall now up double digits.
Coleclaw's free throw is no good as Foster grabs the rebound. That's her 8th. And she is 1 point and that's her 9th rebound, 1.1 rebound away from a double-double. Here she is on the ball looking for options. Abdelgawad trying to get going. Has the ball stripped. Good defending from Furby. And we saw this last time out from Maral Abdelgawad. 4 points in the first half, 23 in the second half against Middle Tennessee. And she just has 5 points in this one as Savannah Wheeler scores on a nice drive.
That's how she started the game. A little runner in the lane, and the lead has ballooned to 12.
Biggest lead of the game for Marshall, and it keeps extending. As Wheeler goes diving in at the loose ball, but is whistled for the foul, undercutting Blevins.
That's a good hustle that time by Savannah Wheeler, but that is the correct call.
Faustino and Savory will check in for WKU to try to give them a little bit of a different look. Savory, an offensive punch in the first half with 6 points, checks back in.
I don't think Abdelgawad will be out very long.
Savory trapped, turns it over, collected by Roper.
Not exactly the start that you want when you're down 8 at halftime, if you're a Lady Topper fan.
Dunham, a good look from 3, got it. And the lead is 15 for Marshall.
What a game for Dunham.
Savory drives to the rim, missed the layup.
Would not be surprised to see a timeout if this goes in.
Wheeler all the way to the 10 and 1. Savannah Wheeler, nice finish. And just like that, a very fast start to the second half for Marshall has this game out to a 17-point difference.
Tremendous finish, and that's what's so good about Wheeler. Her body control is so good. She took the contact and the finish. And what a start for Marshall.
Wheeler has 16 points, and Marshall starts this third quarter on a 10-0 run. Another miss from WKU.
I thought Meade would use her left hand that time. She tried it with her right and didn't get close.
WKU made it 34-33 with 2:21 to go in the second quarter and has not scored since. It's a combined 17-0 run over 2 quarters for Marshall. Foul called on Teresa Faustino.
One team right now is playing with confidence and a lot of energy. You see Kokla right there posting up Faustino. Correct call that time.
Dunham, nice roll from Roper, missed the layup, and Kokla is there to clean it up. It's a 20-point game, John. If WKU is to come back, it's got to start soon. Walker for 3, way off. Faustino got the rebound, but she was in traffic. The possession arrow goes to Marshall.
I mean, that's a wide open look that time by Jenna Walker. I mean, you're not going to get a better look than that. That's 3 air balls tonight for the Lady Toppers from 3. Abdelgawad back in the game. And this is a pretty impressive run by Marshall right now.
Wheeler, 16 points, 6 of 11 from the field. As that pull-up misses, but Kokla is there to clean it up. That 3 a bit long, but a bad turnover right near midcourt. Nice pass underneath, but a good steal from Abdelgawad. Abdelgawad for 3, rattled it in. And that was a big release of energy for Maral Abdelgawad. She's been frustrated tonight as she makes her first 3.
Well, I know she doesn't want to lose her last home game on senior night. And she plays with energy, and maybe that's the energy she needs. But you're not going to come back if you're going to continue to allow Savannah Wheeler to get to the rim.
WKU went 6:48 without scoring, and Marshall's lead ballooned out to 20. Foul coming across here. We are going to head to break. Marshall in command, off to a great start in this second half. They've been on a 19-0 run, and WKU heads into the first media timeout of the second half, looking for some answers. Down 19 to the visiting Thunder Herd. Marshall went on a 19-0 run, almost 7 minutes long between the end of the second quarter and the start of this third quarter. That has the Thundering Herd up 19 here midway through the third quarter, led by Savannah Wheeler with 18 points, but she's had some help from her teammates. Aaliyah Dunham getting involved, Kennedy Coldclaw, and Marshall in command here in this third quarter. Teresa Faustino has her shot blocked by Roper. First block of the night for Roper. Furby for 3. Couldn't get it to fall. It falls to Abdel Gawad.
Oh, went all the way down, too. That's a good shot by Furby.
Faustino was open on the wing, but didn't get the ball in time to get a good look at three. Foster, three-pointer, front rim. Good hustle to come after it from her and Faustino, but Marshall came down with it. And Wheeler flips in the layup from Dunham.
Dunham has played really, really well tonight. 10 points, 4 assists, and her energy and her toughness has really been impressive.
2 steals as well for Dunham.
21-point Marshall lead. I'll be honest with you, I did not see this coming. Not that I'm surprised that Marshall's ahead. I am surprised that Marshall's up 21 on the road.
I think we both thought this would be kind of a fun game, competitive, but it's gotten away from WKU, and their three-point shooting has been either clicked all the way on or clicked all the way off.
I mean, it is unusual. Western Kentucky shooting pretty well from 3, 7 of 20, but 4 air balls. It's hard to rebound air balls because you don't anticipate that as a rebounder.
Under 4 minutes here in this third quarter.
All-time series, too, is 15-2 Western Kentucky over Marshall. Marshall has never won at Diddle Arena.
They're working very hard to change that calculus. As Hope Savory is whistled for the foul, her second. One more until Marshall is in the bonus in this quarter. Greg Collins and company trying to figure out some answers here. As Furby steps right back into a three and banks it in. Everything is going Marshall's way tonight.
Yeah, when it's your night, it's your night. And that was not intended. I guarantee you she didn't call a bank. But you'll take them.
26-3 run now for Marshall. Foster trying to get onto that strong hand. Nice pass to Abdel Gawad. And she'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Abdel Gawad urging her teammates right there to get it going. She finishes that a lot of times, and that time just could not finish. Does the Lady Toppers have another comeback out? As we mentioned, they were down 16 with 6 minutes to go Saturday to middle and came back and won in overtime. The only difference here, I don't see that same energy. I don't have that feel yet. But all it takes is a couple of shots and that momentum can change and the crowd can get into it. But right now the crowd has really no real reason to get that excited. Marshall has really not allowed very many runs at all.
Jenna Walker, a victim of circumstance there, but a hard foul on Dunham nevertheless will send her to the free throw line. Aaliyah Dunham was a all-freshman team selection at the Big East in her first year with Xavier. Has 50 steals this year.
Good free throw shooter. She's 74% from the line.
And before we came on air, John, we were talking that Marshall this season is 0-4 when Savannah Wheeler is the only scorer in double figures. Well, Dunham has 11, now 12, and Furby has 14. So she is getting some help, Savannah Wheeler.
Coklaw has 9.
And it's been a great performance offensively for Marshall, shooting 52% from the field.
And they've been very good defensively, too. They've done a good job of staying in front of the Lady Toppers.
Wheeler with the rebound.
2-on-1 fast break.
Help her out to the corner to Furby. It's a 2, but it's a 26-point lead for Marshall. Marshall has scored 29 times in 49 trips. On offense, Savory for 3, got it.
Good ball movement that time. Hope Savory's still firing away.
9 points for Hope Savory, all from threes.
Before there can be a comeback, though, there has to be stops. And right now, the Lady Toppers is not stopping Marshall at all.
Toppers, number 3, Alexis Mead. And
Alexis Mead and Macy Blevins check back in.
And I really think outside of obviously Abdelgawad, but Lexi Mead is kind of the key to Western's good play. Western Kentucky point guard. She does so many good things, and her energy is so important.
She was integral in that comeback as Wheeler makes the floater to extend the lead back out. 66-41, a 25-point difference in Bowling Green as Marshall has really put the foot to the gas pedal here in the third quarter and is starting to pull away from the homestanding Lady Tops. Back here at a relatively shocked Diddle Arena where Marshall has a commanding lead on WKU in the regular season home finale for WKU. Jeff Greer, John Butler with you, and it's been a number of players, but Aaliyah Dunham has been fantastic leading the charge. 12 points and 5 assists for the point guard for Marshall.
Yeah, Savannah Wheeler gets most of the headlines, deservedly so, but Dunham, I think, has been their most important player tonight. 12 points, 5 assists, has made a couple of threes, and I think has really set the tempo. Dunham, the transfer from Xavier.
Well, if WKU is going to get something going, it's got to be now. As the clock keeps dwindling down, the ball is deflected by Civils, and it'll be a baseline out of bounds play for WKU. Jalen Foster has been excellent tonight at a scary fall at the end of the second quarter. Got chipped a little bit there on the roll, and the pass was too hard inside for her.
12 turnovers for the Lady Toppers. Only 6 for Marshall, and that's another big stat. Only 6 turnovers for Marshall.
Wheeler, high arcing shot, missed it, but Civils comes down with the offensive rebound, number 9 of the game for Marshall, and the second chance points eventually, no, they still don't come as Furby. I thought that was going in, John.
Well, Marshall just outworked Western Kentucky that time.
And a carry is called on Abdelgawad.
Yeah, that was just Civils on the other end, just outworking Western Kentucky. And that has not happened a lot this year. I don't think Coach Collins is real happy with that. And right now, you know, the rebound, it tells you a whole lot too. Marshall is in Western Kentucky kind of match up size-wise about the same, but right now it's 30 to 22 Marshall.
And it's only a 15 to 10 advantage on the defensive glass for Western Kentucky, which means that 40% of Marshall's misses have fallen back to the Thundering Herd. Not great in a game of percentages. Final 30 seconds of this quarter, and Furby almost gets another and one. She'll go to the line to shoot 2.
And I know this game means a lot for Brianna Furby. Austin P transfer from Smyrna, Tennessee. You see the drive right there and a foul that time. Austin P is a OVC school not far from Bowling Green, where Western Kentucky is. And Furby's brother played at Western Kentucky in football, and he was I'm pretty sure, if I'm wrong, I apologize, a running back for Western Kentucky in the last 3 or 4 years. So I'm sure she's been on campus several times.
Well, her career high is 28 from Austin P, so still a ways to go from that mark. But she does have 18 tonight for Marshall, and the lead is all the way out to 27 as the clock ticks down in the third quarter. Savory trying to catch and shoot, cut off. And another great defensive effort from Marshall, forcing WKU into a baseline out of bounds play with just 0.6 on the clock here in the third quarter.
You do have a chance for it, but you got to catch and shoot. It doesn't have to be a tip.
Inbounds to Abdelgawad, and she couldn't get the flip in. It's been a rough night for the Lady Tops, and Marshall will take a 27-point lead into the fourth quarter. It has been all Thundering Herd in this game, especially in the third quarter as they space out what was an 8-point lead at halftime into a big one here after 3 quarters. Plenty more to come. The final 10 minutes coming up on ESPN+.
All right, guys, are you ready?
Back in Bowling Green as Greg Collins was just trying to help his team through a fourth quarter now where his team down 27 points against the visiting Marshall Thundering Herd. And Jeff Greer, John Butler here with you. John, the irony here is if they're sick of each other, too bad, because they got to play again over the weekend.
Just, you don't see that much unless it's the NBA, where you play the same team twice in basically 4 days. And that may be the right thing for Western Kentucky, to be honest with you. It'd be hard for Marshall to do this back-to-back, and I don't know if Western Kentucky can play this poorly, but you have to give Marshall a ton of credit. They have come into Bowling Green, and you talk about defensively, they've done everything well. Defensively, they've been really good. Western Kentucky, the highest scoring team in the conference, but only has 41 points with 10 minutes to go.
They have kept Maral Abdelgawad from really getting too many opportunities. 3 turnovers for Abdelgawad as she goes to the line. 3 of 7 from the field. She's got 10. And that game on Saturday will tip off 12 p.m. Central Time between these two teams. And it'll be a rematch, obviously, as Marshall is just a few minutes away now from claiming its first ever win in Bowling Green after 10 tries, this being the 10th.
And this may be the last time they come back unless they just want to schedule, because Marshall is leaving for the Sun Belt. It just depends on, are they allowed to leave next year or the year after? And that's in litigation right now.
So many things with conference alignment is in litigation right now. What's not up for any debate is how well Marshall is playing tonight. 70-42 here, 9 minutes to go. John, we were talking about this during the break. If you're Greg Collins, what do you think he was talking about with his team at this point?
Well, I think you're not going to see the comeback that you saw that night. I don't see a 20, at one time, 8-point comeback, but I do think you want to see effort. You want to see some positive execution going into Saturday. Sometimes you just have to throw these games away. And the good news for the players won't suffer as much as the coaching staff will. You see the drive right there in the foul. The players will move on, and luckily for the players, they're playing rather quickly. I would not want to have to practice a week after this performance.
It is one of those things. There's a lot of criticism over the years of grassroots basketball and players playing multiple games a day and not really playing very structured style of basketball, although I think some of that argument is cliched. But, John, I would say there are benefits to it, too, that they have to shake off whatever happened because they have to play again.
That's correct. Move on. And I think sometimes, too, when you're younger, you tend to move on quicker sometimes. They've got a lot of things going on right there. And, again, it's a post-up on Abdelgawad and the reach-in.
She has 12 points tonight. And
I really said it earlier. I do think this was a tough emotional game for Abdelgawad, the four-year player, and having such a big senior year. And I could just tell before the game she was a little misty-eyed. And I know this is not exactly how she wants to leave her last game here at Diddle.
Well, she did get in the penultimate game a great opportunity.
She did. That's right.
To form some fond memories, coming back from 16 down in the fourth quarter to beat their arch rival Middle Tennessee. CeCe Mays, a nice move in the lane to get a bucket.
CeCe Mays from Tampa.
Savory for 3 on the other end, hit it, and she continues to be hot from three-point range. 4 of her 6 three-pointers tonight have gone in.
Well, Hope Savory will keep playing. I can tell you that, and she will keep shooting. She has never lacked confidence.
And Faustino fouls.
And that's what
Wheeler
makes,
out front.
that's what I was saying before the game too. What Wheeler is she's crafty, and when you're 5'6",
and you can score like she can score, you better be crafty. She knows how to use her body. She knows how to use her the angles, and it's one of the reasons why she shoots so many free throws. Kind of not James Harden, I would not go that far, but she's kind of got some mannerisms like James Harden in terms of using her body to draw fouls.
Dunham, nice step back with the dribble. Missed the jumper though. Mead all the way to the rim, had it knocked out, and then took a big spill in the cheerleader line. And they're going to say that was off of Mead.
Must have went off her knee. I couldn't tell. We were kind of blocked off that time. But again, if it was off her knee, it was another good play by Dunham. And this is one of these games for Lexi Mead. She has had such a good year. Sometimes you'll throw in a clunker or two. And this is not one of her better ones.
Furby for three, collected by Foster.
That's
Foster now has 10 rebounds, and Abdelgawad gets the lay-in. And it's a 21-point deficit here, John, with 6:35 to go.
You never know. It would be quite the comeback, to say the least. Borderline historic.
Wheeler steps back into a jumper, missed it. And Savory gets the rebound. Trying to get some momentum into that midway through the fourth quarter media timeout. Foster off to Savory. She draws the foul. That's 3 now on Marshall in this quarter. 2 more and they'll be in the bonus for the rest of the quarter.
Yeah, that's one of the ways you can get a comeback is shoot free throws while the clock stops. A 3 right here would make it a little bit more interesting.
Foster fires it up front rim.
That's a good shot for her too.
And that's Wheeler's 3rd rebound of the night. Just a constant in-motion player, Savannah Wheeler, constantly running off the ball. Nice pass inside, and Roper missed the layup. Colclaw to clean it up from 3. And Foster has her 11th board of the night. Foster in the lane is fouled by Roper.
And that was a good play that time by Lexi Mead, and Foster can make one. She'll have her 2nd double-double of the year.
Marshall just one of its last 7, 0 for its last 5. And while the lead is still significant, it has slimmed back down from 28 to 21 in less than 4 minutes. It's just the #1 enemy right now for WKU is the clock.
They need to take advantage when the other team, when the clock stops, by making these free throws. Made one.
2nd rattles in. She now has a double-double, 10 points, 11 rebounds.
Sets up some full court pressure, but hard to pressure Marshall with both Wheeler and Boston, 2 point guards. And Marshall this year, one of their better stats is they only average 13 turnovers a game. They do not turn it over a lot.
Wheeler with that hesitation dribble out front, trying to lob it underneath after getting 2 defenders in the air, but draws the foul.
It's a great skill that so few young players have, is that hesitation. If you go one speed, you're easily guarded. If you're too slow or you're going too fast, people can guard you. But when you can change speeds, that's a real good skill for a ball handler.
Inside to Wheeler. Colclaw baseline jumper. And Roper has been tough on the inside. She has now 8 rebounds. And we are going to take a break. Marshall in front by 20, 4:53 to go here in the fourth quarter. Western trying to make it a little more interesting with a quick 6-0 spurt but there's a long way to go to get back into it.
Hey fans, please direct your attention to the video board.
Back here, the final 4:53, and it's been a tough night for Jalen Foster physically, rattling her head into the bench in the second quarter. Great to see her back out for WKU, but she has just fouled out late in this one after recording a double-double. Had an excellent game overall. 10 points, 11 rebounds, made a couple of threes. And without her on the floor, John, the calculus gets that much more difficult the final few minutes if they do want to try to come back in this game.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, she got her second double-double of the year, 10 points, 11 rebounds, and got those two late fouls, aggressive fouls, trying to make a comeback, but that makes it very difficult.
Marshall has been ruthlessly efficient on offense for most of this game, but just 2 of its last 9. Haven't scored in 3 minutes. 5 on the shot clock here. They got to come up with something. Furby for 3. Delgawad with the rebound. 9 points in the second half for Maral Abdelgawad, up to 15 for the game. And John, you've been talking about it all night. We've talked so much about Marshall's offense, justifiably so, but defensively they're getting a lot of deflections and really stepping into some passing lanes.
They have been really good in that man-to-man defense. Doing a good job of kind of closing down the lanes and doing a pretty good job against the shooters of Western Kentucky. And then the other thing is not only how well they play defensively, they just not turn the ball over. I mean, 6 turnovers against Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky is 21st in the country in terms of forcing it, turnovers, and Marshall just has not turned the ball over. And I think you got to give credit to again Boston and Wheeler. It's nice to have 2 point guards on the floor, and both of those kids have been very, very good with the ball.
It's been an excellent performance. Savannah Wheeler, yet again, she has now 3 consecutive 20-point performances against WKU, and the most field goals she has made against them in 4 meetings, with 9 tonight. But as John said, Aaliyah Dunham has been fantastic as well in the backcourt. 14 points, 5 assists. And Brianna Furby as well with 18 points to give a little extra scoring for Marshall.
Got Lexi Mead down. It's the second time she's been down tonight. Another player that they just can't afford to lose. See this right here. She went for that. Looks like she may have turned her ankle just a little bit when she stepped on the back of Savannah Wheeler's foot, it looked like.
Mead jolted her knee twice tonight. Turned her ankle. She's gotten a couple hits to the face, and it's what we expect from Alexis Mead. Happy to mix it up, and it's been fun tonight to watch the guards for both teams, John, because they are so physical between Wheeler, Dunham, and Mead.
That's a good, so it's one of those bad ankles right there. She stepped on her back of her foot, and you could see her right ankle just turned inside there. And I'm not going to see her back tonight. The question is, can you get her back ready for Saturday? Because that was not it was a tough little turn.
Tori Hunter flips the end one in.
Glad to see that from Tori Hunter. I think Tori has been playing better as of late, and that was a nice finish that time over Roper. And Roper's played well. Roper's done exactly what Marshall wants to do. She does not score a lot, but she's got 9 rebounds.
9 rebounds, a block, and a steal for Roper as the free throw misses from Hunter. And you do also have to wonder if the knee is bothering Maral Abdelgawad at all. As Wheeler pulls up for 3 and got the shooter's roll.
It's your night when you bank one in, which is they've got a bank, and that one hit the back rim and went in.
Second 3 of the night for Wheeler. She has 25, and I'm relatively confident now that that's probably going to put the lid on this thing fully, as Blevins probably had a look at 3, but instead tried to find Abdelgawad, and Marshall was keen to that. Furby, nice pass inside and Roper scores.
Again, I give Boston another assist, and yeah, I think this. I think you're just playing to get this game over with. Try not to get anybody hurt before Saturday and the conference tournaments next week.
Hunter turnaround jumper missed, and Roper has her 10th rebound of the night.
First turn the ball over at 7.
Faustino trying to get into the lane around Wheeler, and Wheeler's whistled for the reach.
I think if I'm Marshall now, perhaps it's may see some substitutions from Marshall. 2:30. I would be pretty comfortable right now if I'm Marshall.
CeCe Mays coming on for Brianna Furby. And you got to wonder, though, if Tony Kemper is thinking, I don't want to mess around at all with WKU, even with 2:30 to go after the comeback the last time out.
Well,
it's very little time.
Yeah, maybe in terms of you don't want to give them any confidence. Maybe that's a possibility.
Free throw gets it back to 21. It's been a very physical night for WKU between Jalen Foster taking the hit to the face.
Lexi Mead's been out twice.
Yeah. Delgawad has taken a couple of hits, and Marshall has been very good defensively. They've put in the work on the offensive glass. And to use a coaching phrase that is, 1, not a word, and 2, very cliched, they have out-physicaled WKU tonight.
They have clearly been the better team. No question about it tonight. They've, on all aspects, offensively, obviously defensively, played really well, rebounded the ball, and not turned the ball over. I mean, I don't know if I'm Marshall, can't have very many complaints. And after this game, you'll wipe this game away, and I have to play again on Saturday.
Well, the race for the scoring title, points per game, between Wheeler and Abdelgawad is going to very significantly tilt in terms of averages to Wheeler, as she is 10 plus on Abdelgawad here. And it's going to be hard to overcome on Saturday for Abdelgawad if she wants to win the scoring title. I know those are small things to some players, but we do pay attention to it, obviously.
She's also capable of an offensive explosion too, but they both are. You know, Wheeler is, Abdelgawad's had 4 games over 30, and Wheeler's had 5.
36 points against Southern Miss. Season and career high for Abdelgawad. And Wheeler has 27 tonight, but still 13 off of her season high of 40 and career high that she had against Oakland.
She's been fantastic tonight. She really got off. She got Marshall off to the good start. I mean, she had like 9 out of the first 11 points. She made the 3, the drives, and she's played really well. 27 points. I would say that's a pretty good night, and just kind of set the pace and tempo. And I know for a Kentucky girl that means a lot to come in here and get a win.
A bunch of substitutions come on here. Christiana McLean on for Marshall, along with Samantha LaFawn.
Jordan Smith from Western Kentucky.
Sarah Liberatore is on the court as well, along with Ariana Redmond. Final minute here, Abdelgawad's last game in a WKU jersey. At least home, I should say. And she gets the and one to flip it up and in.
Yeah, no, she's disappointed. I mean, she's still playing hard, and this is, as I mentioned, this is not exactly how you want to end it right here, but it is what it is, and there's still games left. Conference tournament and at Marshall, and if you win the conference tournament, even if they don't win the conference tournament, you still could, you know, you've got the NIT and things of that nature.
Sarah Liberatore will take it in from Hempfield Area High School.
And just took
the substitution out.
Yeah, nice time. That's a nice substitution by Coach Collins. Let Morrell get that applause that she deserves.
17 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists tonight for Maral Abdelgawad, but the cheers are for the career that she has had. And John, we've talked about this a number of times over the last couple months as this season has ramped up, doing it with so many young players around her and spearheading a team that is going to be 18-10 after tonight.
What's so different too, basically every team Western Kentucky's played this year, Marshall's no exception, has a ton of transfers. Marshall has 3 starters that are 3-4-year transfers from whether it's Stetson, Xavier, Austin P. Western Kentucky has none. I mean, a 4-year player in Abdelgawad, and then all these true freshmen right out of high school. A couple sophomores who were here last year. In the men's or women game this year, there's not many schools like that.
Jenna Walker's 3 misses. The shot clock is off. As Jordan Smith had an open look there, but passed it up. 3 ball from Savory is missed. Hunter gets the rebound. And that is pretty much gonna be it as Faustino's 3 hits the side of the backboard, got her own rebound. And Marshall has come into WKU, started fast, but really it was a decisive run in the middle of the game, a 19-0 run between the second and third quarters that put Marshall in the driver's seat, and they will leave Diddle Arena with their first victory ever in 18 tries, 9 of them in Diddle Arena. John Butler, your final thoughts?
Yeah, great win for Marshall. Very, very impressed with their play. They didn't look like a team to me that was 8-8 in the conference. Their guards played really well, jumped on Western Kentucky early, and basically could control the game after that. Who knows what can happen? You know, 3 days later, Western Kentucky would go to Marshall. I think anything can happen again. But again, give Marshall all the credit in the world.
Savannah Wheeler, 27 points, but she had help tonight from Brianna Furby, had an excellent game herself with 18. And Aaliyah Dunham with 14 points and 5 assists as Marshall now 1-9 all time at Diddle Arena, but it's a nice win for the Thundering Herd as the season starts to come to a close. They'll do it all over again on Saturday in Huntington. For John Butler, I am Jeff Greer saying good night from Bowling Green.
For Abdelgawad.